Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the comment section, in that chat box, to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. And as we get started here today, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. And if you can't hear me, just type in a number 2 and that'll be fine as well. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good morning, Don. How are you guys? Don and Chris. All right. Excellent. So here is our follow us page, folks. Make sure you are following along with the various social platforms that we've got out there. There's a ton of information that we publish every single week. You want to make sure that you're on that. We have a recording session 2 times a week in our office where we're recording tons of stuff. We do videos like this. There's just so many things that we put out there. Make sure you're following along with us on that. All right. And with that, it is time for the pre-market candidates, pre-market update, I should say. So the PPI is out, Producer Price Index. Now, we were up earlier over 100 points to the upside on the Dow. We had dropped down below 0. We're in negative territory. If we look at the Dow just for reference there, right? So we had moved up nicely, and then we pulled back, and the last little while we've had to move up, and we're starting to get some pullback again now on the Producer Price Index that came out. Let's see. Same number, minus 0.1 or 0.1% versus 0.1%. So the index was the same. So it didn't give us anything different than what was expected on producers' costs still being up there, right? Still being expensive. So when we look at our numbers, we are green on the ES. We're up 2 points. We're flat on the Dow. We were up 3 points, 4 points on the NASDAQ. The RUT is flat. The Bitcoin is down 15 points. Ethereum is flat. Gold is down 3. And crude is down a whole whopping 14 cents, right? So there was some talk of OPEC today and how they believe that there are going to be some economies that flourish even with this inflation that we're going through. So they're not willing to do anything on their pricing or on their oil production based on that. So when we look at overall where we're at, we're kind of a flattish type day right now. And not surprising. I spoke to a very good friend of mine, Steve, last evening. Lives in California. He's a great guy. Phenomenal trader, too. And he was asking my opinion on where I thought the markets were going today, what I felt. He goes, you think we're going to see a continuation slide? I said, after yesterday's move, it's not uncommon to see a small bounce even, and we had that in the pre-market earlier, to see a small bounce because of maybe an overreaction. There was a lot of buying at the end of the day yesterday, the last 15 minutes. They said a lot of buying on the major 5 stocks on the NASDAQ, the Googles, the Teslas, and Amazon, and so forth, Apple, in anticipation of a potential bounce today. So let's go ahead and take a look at yesterday's candidates and see how we did yesterday. So what I want you to do first is I want you to go ahead, well, as I get ready to show you, I want you guys to go ahead and share the trades that you did yesterday. Remember, that's what this section is all about. That's what this community is all about. The things that you put in there are going to help other traders that are watching this live, that are watching this a week or a month from now, to say, okay, it's not just the things Rob's doing. What are other people looking at? And give them some other ways of looking at the market. So go ahead and drop those in. I have got a ton of trades from yesterday. We can't get into all of them. Hey, Trader Will, glad you made it. Good morning there. Say, hey, glad you got here as well. Fantastic. Good. So we're going to do it this way. From yesterday's trade setups, we only had 4 candidates on our list yesterday, right? That was it. 1, 2, 3, 4 candidates yesterday. From those 4 from yesterday, Adobe, I had it down as a bear call spread. But, guys, that was the first candidate we came out with. We were down 200 points on the Dow at the announcement yesterday, right as we started 8:30 of CPI. Adobe was on my list. When I looked at Adobe yesterday after – let me bring this up and get us every symbol in here. After the announcement came out yesterday – all right. Well, where did we open? We gapped down, and where did we open? Right at a fib level, and we had a fairly close moving average in there, and we failed off it. So I didn't take the credit spread on it. I took a directional trade on Adobe instead. So that was the one that I did from yesterday, right? Because we had one that was a pass. These 4 right here are 4 trades from yesterday, guys. These are 4 that fit what we do in power option plays. We're up 27 grand yesterday on these 4 trade setups. Again, all for educational purposes only, right? So the big winner yesterday was Costco. Adobe was a 10K hit. Win. SPY was 2 grand. Apple was 1,300 bucks. All great trade setups yesterday. There were no pivot point trades for us yesterday. We gapped well beyond pivots on the open yesterday. We look at the S&P, it's just too big of a move. So good setups yesterday. Let's see what you guys got out there. There we go. Welcome, Will. Late but here. All right, Trip. There you go. So nothing. So you guys didn't have any trade. Rough day yesterday. If you're not familiar with this market, it's a tough day to trade. But to me, they're the best days to trade. When you get this kind of bloodletting, this just open the floodgates, baby. This is the day to trade, right? You're bearish and you hold bearish for the entire day, right? Or at least through the end of the day. Robert had SPY bull put spread for 15 cents, Tesla bull put spread for 13 cents, and Bill bull put spread for a loss. Okay, so we're going to have those, right? You're always going to have the ones that go against us. But good job, Robert. Keep plugging away, guys. And that's what this is about. Keep plugging away. Robert put in 25 cents on SPX. There you go, Robert. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's great. That's great. That would be on a credit spread, right? I'm guessing on that one. So good job there. Guys, there's a lot of opportunities. Even today, a lot of opportunities out there, right? You had PPI out today. If we go back quickly and look at what's going on in pre-market, we're getting a little bit of a bounce now. We've got a little more green showing up with the exception of gold. We've got a little more green on the screen. And I'm looking at this radar screen that's over here on the right here, where my mouse is, where all the yellow boxes are highlighting. That's what I'm looking. That's an easy glance for me to say what's going on in the markets without having to open each chart up at once, right? So we've got a little bit of a shift in there today with PPI. Tomorrow's unemployment rate. I don't expect a big number, a big difference on unemployment rate, although they did say we were going to have to see unemployment get up to 6.5% or something to see us come back down in inflation to where we were, which I don't foresee that happening anytime soon, except if people fight and don't want to go back to the office, there may be more unemployment. Because companies have come out and said, if you don't, you're done. So we'll see. All right, with that, let's go take a look at today's candidates. So we've got a couple of candidates on our list today. I did not get to build out a watch list on Omega Charts, so we're going to go ahead and manually plug each of these in to Omega Charts. I'm going to go ahead and copy these over to another screen so I can see them better. Right? And let me just go ahead and get rid of this. All right. Perfect. So I want to open up an option chain so I can see what the heck are going on with the options. And the very first one on my list is Moderna, mRNA, right? So Moderna came out and they're talking COVID-19 yet, of course, right? Actually, let me go here and let's go mRNA. They're COVID-19, right? So what's going on there? They came out and said, you know what? With the vaccines, we've got plenty of stock right now, which is great that they've got the stock available. The bad part is I don't know how valid it's going to be. They're saying that they feel by December, the vaccine is not going to work any longer. So even if you got it, it's not going to be of any value because of the shifting of this vaccine, of this virus right now. But Moderna's news is based on that. And Moderna right now is up $2.30. So if we look at what's going on for them, let's go make this an F5 first, pull this out, and let's go to an F2. So right now they're up at 133.60. What does that tell me? That the news was good, but we're in a true bear bias right now. Do we really want to fight this overall bearish pattern right now? And the answer is, I don't think so, right? And if you did, you're going to fight it up to the fib line, and that's it. If you chose to do that, right? I'm going to look at Moderna as, here's what, so my tracking sheet, guys, the way that my sheet is laid out, and maybe one day I'll just put a copy of it up somewhere if you guys can just download it, but it's symbol, move, news, stock option details, and trade setup. I can't read it through the back of it. So it's, and yes, you got my chicken scratch on there, right? So hopefully you can see the whole thing in there, right? So in the stock/option details box, I'm going to write PB, for me, that's my abbreviation for pullback, to the 138.17. That's the fib line. Okay. And then I will put an arrow, and I'll show it to you what I just did. I'll put an arrow to trade setup, and I will write bear call spread, BCS, right? Above, and I just put an A, 139. All right. So again, I don't know if it's coming up backwards for you or what, but that's what I just wrote it out in there. Right. So that's all I did. That's all I do. Yes, it was good news, but I'm not excited about what it said. So I don't really care. Right. So we're going to pass on that one unless it gives us a reversal play. MTCH is the next one. And MTCH got a downgrade. All right. So let's go look at MTCH. Fib is still good, a little bit older, but still good. So they got a downgrade. So we extend the fib out to the right, and then we bring it in and zoom in on it, and look what's happened. Their downgrade happened when they're in a bearish neutral. They're in a neutral bias right now. We closed up here in neutral, so we can't be bearish neutral yet. You got to be bearish first before you can make it back to bearish neutral. So we're in a neutral bias right now. We're down $1.49 to 58.30. So that puts us right about here, where my horizontal line is, give or take a few pennies. Okay. So we're going to look at a bear call spread above 64. Now that might be too aggressive. We're not down much today. So let's go see. If we look at this above 64, yeah, it may be too aggressive. We may not get a whole lot of premium out of that. So if we look at it as an aggressive setup, we're going to do it above 60, which is the 21 moving average. I'm going to write or bear call spread above 60, and then I'm going to put aggressive, and I just put AGG on my list. It's okay. So if we go above 60, now I can get $1.31 for the 60. I can get pay 88 cents for the 60. Wow. Okay. Now this is going to change a little bit. We're probably going to wind up at about 30 cents, 32 cents after the dollar move that's taken place, right? 25 cents. But here we are, weeks tipping by, right? So, we're on the 14th, which puts us what? Yeah, it is Wednesday, right, Rob? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So you only have 3 days left in the market, all right? So that's where we are on MTCH. Next is PayPal. PYPL. Let's do a daily chart. PYPL. All right. So PayPal, they got an upgrade today. All right. So look at their bias. Yesterday, they're one of the few companies that had any bullishness to them yesterday. I did my power option plays last evening, and I think our numbers were 17 bearish, 18 bearish, including the S&P, and 3 that were bullish. Chipotle, PayPal, and Tesla were the only thing that had any bullish connotation to them. This was still bullish. Pulled down yesterday. Yes, it was down on the day, but it bounced. Today, PayPal is at 96.69, up $1.68. So we're good up here. So I'm going to be looking for a bull put spread below 92. All right. So that's PayPal. Next is Starbucks. Starbucks. So DoorDash is now going to deliver Starbucks. I don't know if I want a guy delivering my coffee, or gal, but a person delivering my coffee, but apparently that's a thing. So here's your $5 cup of coffee. It just costs you $12. And I guess if you really like Starbucks, it's good, but this has driven Starbucks up $1.50 today on the news. Now, again, look where we are when some of these things happen, right? We are right at a Fibonacci level. We have a confluence of an 8 moving average right on top of that, and we get good news. So when you talk about the stars aligning, that's what you want to see, right? Especially now if the market continues to drive to the upside, we'll be doing awesome if that happens. So right now we're going to look at a bull put spread below, let me see, Starbucks is at 89. So 87. So we're going to look at a bull put spread below 87. All right, next is Square. All right, Square is not faring as well today. JP Morgan came out today and said they're going to buy some startup company to compete with Square. So that's driven Square down today, 3.25 on the day. Well, look at the pattern. We're already in a true bearish bias, and they're down. Wunderbar. We're going to look at a bear call spread above 70. All right, so I'll look for that spread above that 70 level. We get that rollover. As we are, we're down $3. We'll take that bearish trade. All right, so that's next. Oh, guys, we don't have a whole lot of candidates left on our list today. Sean doesn't see it because I don't have my list loaded up here. So go ahead and drop in the candidates that you want me to take a look at. This gives you one last opportunity, one last time for someone to look at those candidates before the market opens up. And I'm more than happy to do so. All right, so drop those puppies in. With that, we are looking at, from Square, we're going to go to Target, TGT. So Target got an upgrade today. Yeah, they got an upgrade today. Might have been JP Morgan, I don't remember, but they got an upgrade today. I want to see a bigger picture on Target. All right, so nothing crazy. So here's the thing. Now we've got a fib drawn. We know where everything is. Now let's zoom in on it. We closed at 166.21. We are right now at 167.19. So if I snap a line here, and I change this to 167.19, right? That right there is where we're at. So I moved it, of course. Close enough, 167.18. That's about where we are. So we got good news. It's an upgrade, and when we upgrade, we move up a little bit, but we're now still between our moving averages, below our fib. We're in what would be considered a neutral bias. I'm not excited about this one at all. I think it's too small of a mover. It doesn't have big moves intraday. I mean, Target moves about $5 a day. It's decent, but it's not crazy. In other words, for it to get back above this 171 quarter level, retest and bounce, I just don't see it happening. I'm going to write next. Next to Target. Right now, Walmart is also on my list today. Walmart came out with the same upgrade. Whoever upgraded Target upgraded Walmart as well. Okay, they're up 43 cents right now, so kind of flattish. Well, look at the difference of Walmart and Target. Although they're not up very much right now and may or may not go up higher, I don't know. They may not get a decent movement out of it today. This news may not be big enough for them to move. But they're in a much better place to take a bullish entry, assuming the market is bullish and we can get at least above our moving average. So here's what I want to see on Wally World, on Walmart. I want to see the stock. So under the stock/option details column, I want to see, and I'm just going to put A for above 135.5, which is the moving average, right? And I'll draw an arrow over to the trade setup. Then that means we're going to look at a bull put spread below 134. What do we have on Walmart? Do we have? Yeah, we're going to do below 133. We don't have 50-cent increments here. So, and again, we didn't have big move, right? So if we were doing it right now, we're looking at the 133s. Can we get anything for it? Well, we got 59 cents on the 133s. We have 41 cents would be the 132s. That gives us 18 cents. And Rob, I do one contract. I got $18. I understand, but you also only needed $82 to do the trade, right? But 18 cents, if I can find, look at that. Cash in is 18 cents divided by cash out is 0.88. That's a 20% rate of return for the day. I don't know about you. I can get excited about 20% on a trade. All right. Are you going to collect all of it? Absolutely not. What if you only wound up with 10% for the day? Would you be okay? What if you only kept half of the premium? All right. Yeah, but Rob, it's small dollars. No. Small dollars of profit with a 20% rate of return means small dollars of risk. The rate of return is what I'm looking at. It's not the dollars. If $18 doesn't excite you, do more contracts. to say, well, no, I'm going to go and do a booking trade where I put $8,000 in the trade or $15,000 in the trade and I'll make $2,000. That's great. But you've got $15,000 in that trade. I can do the same thing here. You know how many contracts I can do with $82 to get up to $15,000 to make up for the booking trade? And I'm not saying one is right or wrong based on the news, based on the market right now, based on where Walmart is right now and what it's moved. This would be the setup I would be looking at right now on Walmart. Okay. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at what you guys got in there. All right. Hey, Will, let's see. Will's got first one in there. ARRY. Thought that might have been on my list. It was not. It was ADTX was on my list today. I found them. They were up like $15 or $12, but they're not optionable, so they did not work. So ARRY, Array Technologies. Let's see. All right. So we need a fib on here. Earnings are out. What a move, huh? Coming from around $8 all the way up to 24. Okay, let's go plug it in and see what it's doing pre-market. I must have put it in wrong. Yep. ARRY. All right, so they're down 7 cents. So right now, Will, they've rolled over into a neutral bias. We do have the opportunity to take a bigger move in either direction. But if we're going to take it bearish, I'd love to see it get up near the 2052. If we're going to take it bullish, it's got to make it down to the 1836, right? So we're kind of in the middle right now. Once we can get to one of those levels, I like it. If you get the breakout above the 2052, the retest and the bounce, that's the best of both worlds because that gives us, puts us back into a bullish bias opportunity. All right, hope that helps, Will. Let me know down in the comments below. Kevin's asking for diamonds, DIA. All right, ugly. All right, so we have violated over and over again the zero line. I mean, it's just, I don't do diamonds very often, so I am much more a spiders and Qs trader. So we go set that fib up there. We're good. Fib is still good. 301, 311. 10, yeah, we don't need a fib in there, so we're okay. All right. So this was Kevin. All right. So Kevin, where are the diamonds in the pre-market? DIA. Let's see. And remember, as you're typing them in, if you have a plan, folks, type that plan in. Let me analyze the plan. To just say diamonds, I'm not angry or upset. But if you just say diamonds, I'm going to come up with my own stuff. If you tell me I'm looking at bullish today or I'm looking at bearish today, I'll give you the plan for that way if I see one. So on diamonds, you know, same thing, Kevin. It's a switchback. We could trade it either direction. Break the 311, retest and fail, and there's the bearish entry. Bounce, retest, and take off. There's the bullish entry. We're up 59 cents right now on diamonds, so we definitely have an opportunity there on it. But that's the plan, you know, bull or bear, either way. Hope it helps. Let me know. Let me know down below. Will said, "Is there a rule book for this show?" C. Yes, of course there is. Will. Go over to tradinglikeaboss.com, right? And we're working on it. It's not done yet, but here is the link back to Wealth Builders. And Will, how to trade news candidates? Go check that video out, right? Every one of you that are here, you should be watching that video on what we do here inside of Market Mornings with Robert Roy. All right, so let me go back. So, Kevin, I hope that helps. Ellen is asking for the Qs. It's funny. We've got Kevin was diamonds, Ellen is Qs, and Karen is SPY, all three in a row, all three major ETFs, right? QQQ sitting right at that 293 level. They are up $1.13 to 294.83 right now. So, Karen, if we get that continuation move to the upside, I'm liking it up to 300. If we break the 293 half, retest and fail, we're looking at 287 is the downside target. The Qs move about $7.50 a day on average. Let me just fix this a little bit. Yep, they move about $7.50 a day on average. So 86.93. They could move the entire distance today to the downside. But I do like it. I'm saying if it went down or up, it's got enough movement either way to make it almost all the way on both. All right. Perfect. All right. But I do like it. And I like it a lot. Karen's asking for SPY. Let me know if that helps. Put a comment in down below. And the comment could be nothing more than a 1 or a thumbs up, and smash the like button. Let the analytics know, let Google know that you like what you're seeing here. All right. So on SPY right now, we're at 394.38. We're up $1.28. So where are we? See what's going on there? Right. And that was Karen, right? Karen, see what's going on? We pulled right back in to the purple line. Purple should tell you, whoa, that's different. We don't see a lot of purple on fibs. What's going on? That is the 618. So it pulled back into the most important critical level on the market is where it pulls to right now. If we fail, look for the move down to 385. If we bounce, look for the move up to 400. All right. I hope it helps. Let me know down below. Trips got AMD for a switchback trade. We had a team training yesterday, and Trip was in there with somebody else, and they said, well, instead of switchback, you can name it this. And Trip goes, you got to fight me for that. I named it switchback. So, and he did. It is his name. He came up with it. Trip, I like the setup where it's sitting at. Where are we right now in pre-market? We're up 27 cents. So follow the flow of the market on a Trip. If you get the bounce, take the bullish entry. If we break, take the bearish. But I like it a lot for a setup. Good call, Trip. Intel, Trip is also mentioning. And he said for a lower cost opportunity to retest the zero line and continue lower. All right, so let me see. I've got an older fib on here. Yeah, I'm going to leave my fib on there. So, but it definitely is lower cost. I mean, Intel is getting, no, this is AMD. No wonder. Like, nope, my fib is different than yours. Yeah, so down to, down here to that one line, we're looking at 28.32. Definitely an opportunity there. All right. Jones asking for KMI. And Joan put a plan in there. It said good dividend payer and has weekly options. Then, Joan, I'd be looking at, I mean, they pay 28 cents, right? And it looks like it's 4.29. 7.29, 1. So it's every 3 or 4 months, 2 or 3 months that they're paying out. So they probably pay 5 or 6 times a year is what they're paying out. So decent. If you're looking at that, I like the pattern for a covered call trade if I can get a close above the moving averages, above the 8 and 21, right? And based on that, it's KMI. Is that it? KMI. Yep. Based on that on KMI for a covered call, that's not big premium on the covered call. But we're also looking at 2 days away. If we go out to next week and look, we're looking for a 40 delta. The 18.5 is paying 19 cents. So not bad overall on it. It is good premium, good dividend if you like that, guys. So there you go. I hope that helps. Appreciate you bringing that one to our attention, Joan. Eric is asking for Google. And what did she put there? Buy more shares if it goes to 100. They're up a little bit. At least they were in pre-market. When I looked before, well, they're up 3 cents. So, Joan, I haven't started my buy. And I talked to my wife last night, and I said, yeah, this may be the day. I may have to buy some. I may have to take my first entry today, bounce or no bounce, because I don't know if we're going to make it back to the 104. Listen, Google goes up. Guys, no matter how you slice it, Google goes up, Amazon goes up, Apple goes up. We're not going to get crushed and stay at these levels. If you're in it long term, which for me, those stocks are long term, just like SPY and Qs are, and Berkshire B shares. Yes, I don't buy the A. Sorry, I'm not putting $500,000 into one share of stock. Right? I like Warren, but I don't like him that much. He kicks the bucket. What happens to the shares? I don't know. Right? Charlie Munger is not as good as him, I don't think. So, I like it here. Does it make it to 100? I love it. That would be where I normally try to get in 5 phases. If it makes it to 100 and I see any strength there, I'd probably buy 40% of my trade there, not 20%. So I'm looking at today as a potential 20% entry of what I'm looking for. Again, if it gets to 100 is where I'll really load up. That'll be the largest one. And if it drops further, guys, this is long-term for me. I'll buy it again on the next bounce. So good call on it, Erica. I like it. I like it a lot. So will it bounce here? I don't know. Again, we're down 10 cents now. We were up 3, now we're down 10. Robert's asking for NVIDIA. Sorry, Will, I don't know which one the pressure cooker was that you wrote that for. I didn't see that until just now. So NVIDIA, Robert wrote, bear call spread greater than 140, more if there's premium, if the market continues down. Yeah, so Robert, I mean, we've got 137.5 right there. If you can get anywhere above that, I'm all for it. I agree. I like it. If you get premium, you're right. 140 might be too far away, but according to my fibs, we've got that 137.5 level in there, and I'm good with that. So great setup, Robert. I like it a lot. We did Qs. All right, so all thank yous. Cool. All right, everyone, there you have it. A little bit after 9 o'clock. Get yourself ready for the market. Go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. Sean dropped the links in, guys, and go ahead, and there's tons of free stuff up here, right? 30 days for trading success, Fibonacci, today's power indicators. Pick these free. They're all free resources. Pick these up and start learning exactly the way that we do what we do. All right. With that, make it a profitable day, and I will see all of you at our next update. Take care, folks. See you then. Bye for now.